It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
No fear, no fear, no fear, no fear here on Declare Your Independence of me, Ernest Hancock, and I got a special guest in studio. I didn't even know. It's like at the front door. I'm like, who the hell are you? Oh, he's in studio? You didn't tell me, Sherry. She goes, yeah, I did. Yeah, well, maybe you did. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and do some of the news and get an update on what, because yesterday was the Iowa debate, GOP, Dr. Paul doing some slapping around. Yes, we had a lot of people over talking, and in the second hour, we have Stewart Rhodes from Oath Keepers. Now, you know, his ears must have been buzzing last night because we're like, he's never returned calls, not coming on. We need to get him on. I'm going to talk to him. And Sierra had already booked him. I didn't know it. I'm sorry. So I talked to Stewart this morning. He was trying to beg, can we do it Monday, man? I haven't slept. I'm so tired. I go, no, you got to do it today. So anyway, so we were having a good conversation. A lot of things that we need to share on what's going on in Quartzsite because he's coming out. And I'm just like, you know, I know Stewart for a long time, and, he's a good guy, and I just, you need to know what's going on, making sure you got fully informed so that when you go out there, you know, like the big, giant, humongous bad guys that you're going up against. Now, we'll get into that in the second hour. Now, here today, we have Lonny Grafman. Now, he's in studio. He's the founder of Appropedia. Now, I got Appropedia. There we go. Now, the reason how he came to our attention was last month's edition of the digital magazine for Freedom's Phoenix, which is very, very, very cool, by the way. It was on home gardening, self-sustainability, goat milking, got chickens, okay, that kind of stuff. So it was, we had Marson from the Open Source Ecology Project out of Missouri. We had him on. Now, he's got a lot of fans. Well, so does Lonny. Lonny is like, man, a lot of his friends and students, said, hey, you need to get on with Ernie, man. You're in Phoenix. Right, he's here just today. So fortunately, we had him able to come in studio. So that's very cool. You're welcome. So what we're going to do is get to him in just a second. But I wanted to make sure that he knew that we wanted to, get into some news and everything that's breaking. There's different things going on, but primarily the polling of the GOP, the ABC is reporting here. They go out, let's see. Texas Congressman Ron Paul has won the first ever online Iowa straw poll, capturing a commanding 44% of over 6,000 votes. Well, then what's going to happen at the actual straw poll? We don't know because it's computer counted. We went through this last time 4 years ago. I was there. Wound up staying an extra day because it was so, ew, okay? This is, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And I love having Dr. Paul up there giving him what for. But the thing is that I do everything I can to make sure he gets up there and gives him what for. But I tell you, this political thing, it's so done. And what it comes down to is each one of us as individuals communicating directly with each other. You look at the top of Freedom's Phoenix right now, we have Salman Khan giving a talk at TED Talk. Now, Marson also gave a talk at TED Talk, and I get to know these people. I go, these are guys I want to talk to. So that's how we hook this stuff up. I was at Pork Fest, and some of the people that are supporters of both Lonny and Marson, were there, and you guys need to get hooked up. Now, this Salman Khan talk, he's talking about how his cousins, I thought it was his nephews, it was a long time ago that I saw this, but his cousins, he's teaching them, about calculus and different problems and algebra and so on, as he's an uber hedge fund kind of guy with, limited social value. And all of a sudden, his cousins start, wow, I get it. I'm learning it. His teachers are doing it. The classroom's doing it. He has other people doing it. All of a sudden, it's a Bill Gates thing. You're funded. You got all the money you want. What do you want to do? I want to educate the entire planet across, somebody a couple hours a day in Calcutta learns calculus. Done. Boom shakalaka. All the information is out there that you need to continue your education. And once you master something, you go to the next thing. All of a sudden, you have a base foundation of knowledge to learn something else, like being able to keep breathing in and out. I'm growing me some food. Well, that's what we're doing here at the little mini farm. Got our little garden thing going on, some chickens, goats, learning stuff. Last month we go up, we learned how to milk some goats and making cheese. So I'm going, wow, a lot of this stuff it may be a little time consuming, but it's not that difficult. I mean, you got to, plan, but I tell you, because of the technology available to us now and the information we get from other people, and I don't care if you're super uber master gardener in New Jersey, you come to Phoenix, Arizona, IA, it's different, okay? Totally different. But we got people here build on the same common knowledge and of what you need to know to get going, and then you kind of tweak it, and you do, and you emails it. So what do we have? A master designer, permaculture design, blah, blah, certified, is Pal Gamble, our senior editor of Freedom's Phoenix. He went through this for months. All of a sudden, he writes this big, giant 10,000-word article on how to, and just shared. I had no idea August edition of the magazine was going to be that big. So, what's the next two issues? We just decided today, we knew it was going to be alternative medicine and health and healthcare and vitamins, that kind of thing is going to be one edition. The other one was going to be Raising Generation Next. Generation Next. I have grandkids now. Am I going to advocate that they, get certain kind of knowledge in certain kind of ways, different that might be from the way I raised my kids? Absolutely. Because I can. You go ahead and watch the Con Talk on Tech. You go on TED Talk. You go to Freedom's Phoenix, Freedom's with an S, Phoenix.com right now. Or you just put in Con, K-H-A-N, TED Talk, T-E-D Talk. Con TED Talk or Con Academy. It's called the Con Academy. Amazing stuff. Anybody at any age can learn anything at your own pace, step by step. Get it all graphed. You master it. You go to the next level. How simple is this? How somebody looking at you going, you understand, you get it, you understand. Well, you know what? I get all 10 in a row problems right. Now I guess it means I understand. Let's go to the next one. It's that simple. So these are the future that's coming. Now, what we decided today is we're working it out. Butler Schaefer, you probably hear, see a lot of his stuff on Lou Rockwell. He's written for our magazine. He's the law professor of a good friend of mine and partner on the Freedom Summit, Mark Victor. He was his mentor when he's going to law school. He's a constitutional law professor that knows the Constitution's just, get you on that plantation thing. And what happened was he is the last guy standing of the old Freedom School. It started in Colorado Springs back in the 50s and so on. It was kind of you could put all libertarians in one room back then. And this has grown, and there was a reason. And he's the last guy alive that knows all these people. Where Donna and I are going to visit for a couple of days. We'll be doing the show remotely from his home. But at the same time, we're going to be videotaping 2 days. 2 hours one day, 2 hours the next day. Kind of like what we did courtside. But there's going to be extended video coverage, kind of whatever, 6, 7, 12, 14 hour, whatever it takes to get the entire story. Now, he, his wife, and his daughter, Brittany, she is now a writer. I think it's the Asian version of the Wall Street Journal. And homeschooled, brought up, peaceful, kind of, hey, man, we're going to do this negotiation, non-spanking libertarian, this is the way it is thing. And it's fantastic. Starting to have grandkids. Raising Generation Next. And who better than from the beginning of all of this modern libertarian movement that's built on a bunch of old libertarian movement. He raised his family, knew all the people, the next generation's coming, and they're going to be featured. That's why we decided this next one's going to be about education. It's going to be Raising Generation Next. Problem solved. Just decided today. What happens when you get hours of history from the people that lived it and Generation Next? Ooh, lots to talk about. We'll be right back with Lonny Grafman. Appropedia in just a little bit.